Yes, children, let us proceed further with P block elements. We'll discuss some questions and also side by side some properties will also be discussed. Okay, so you need to know all the reasoning questions I told you already, and whatever concepts are there in this particular chapter, they are all expressed through question answers. Okay, so please go through it very carefully and please do it thoroughly. Okay. Now the first question, boron does not exist in B3 plus form. Why? B3 plus means boron, it is having a configuration of 1s2, 2s2, 2p1. So if it has to show B3 plus, that means all the 3 electrons have to be lost. So to remove an electron, a large amount of energy has to be supplied. And since boron has a very small size, it requires very high ionization energy to remove all the 3 electrons. That is why it does not exist in P3 plus oxidation state. Okay, now boron forms covalent compounds. Why? Aluminum forms ionic compounds also, so not. But boron, why it is forming only covalent? Again, the same reason, due to small size and high ionization energy, it is not at all forming B3 plus ion. Only if it forms B3 plus, it can combine with an anion to form an ionic compound, is it not? So it is sharing its valence electrons with the combining atoms to form covalent compounds only. Right. Now let us start with group 14. What are the properties? General properties. Covalent radii of group 14 elements are smaller than those of group 13 elements. You know very well that across the period size decreases with increase in effective nuclear charge, is it not? So you have, say, if you want to talk about group 13 and group 14, so you have boron, this is having an atomic number 5, then carbon, then carbon ke baad nitrogen, then oxygen, fluorine, like that it goes, is it not? So here this is belonging to 14th group, this is belonging to 13th group, so you have 5 atomic numbers, 6, 7, 8, 9, like that it goes. So the nuclear charge is increasing. With increase in nuclear charge, the size will shrink. Okay. So covalent radii are smaller for group 14 elements than group 13 elements. Then ionization energy of group 14 is larger than that of 13. Again the same reason, size is smaller, so ionization energy is larger. And across the period, electronegativity increases, so group 14 elements are more electronegative than group 13 elements, right? And across the period, metallic character decreases, so group 14 elements have less metallic character than group 13 elements. They are more metallic, they are less metallic. Now when you see down the group, you have carbon, silicon, germanium, tin, lead. These are the elements, right? Now you will find that carbon is non-metallic, silicon is essentially non-metallic only. I mean it is showing more and more of non-metallic character. And germanium is a metalloid. Tin and lead both are soft metals. And the elements of group 14, they show +4 oxidation state, but down the group +2 oxidation state is more stable. Like if +4 is the group oxidation state, Pb will show +2 state. It is more stable in +2 state. This is due to inert pair effect we have already seen. Okay. Now the question, if it is asked like this, stability of +4 oxidation state decreases down the group. Why? That is due to inert pair effect. As simple as that. Okay. You need not have to write anything else. You just have to say due to inert pair effect, lower down the group, lesser oxidation state is more stable. Okay, now let's come to other questions. Out of SnCl2 and SnCl4, which is more covalent and why? Now SnCl2, here Sn is in +2 oxidation state, and in SnCl4, Sn is in +4 oxidation state. Now this concept we have studied in chemical bonding itself. Okay, try to recollect your memory. SnCl4 is more covalent. Why? Why SnCl4 is more covalent? Because in SnCl4, Sn is in plus 4 oxidation state, whereas in SnCl2 it is in plus 2 oxidation state. Now you know this concept. Again and again I am insisting, this concept is very, very important. Please remember, greater the oxidation state, smaller the size, greater the polarizing power, greater the covalent character. Okay, this we have studied under Pajan's rules also, right? So SnCl4 is more covalent. Okay, now the next question, PbO2 is a strong oxidizing agent. Why? Again, in PbO2, Pb is in plus 4 oxidation state, and down the group you know very well that plus 2 oxidation state is more stable because of inert pair effect, right? So this PbO2 gets reduced to plus 2 state. Okay, and you know very well that what is the function of a reducing agent and oxidizing agent? A reducing agent gets oxidized, an oxidizing agent gets reduced. Now in PbO2, if it is having plus 4 oxidation state, it has to reduce to plus 2, which is more stable for Pb, because down the group inert pair effect की वजह से plus 2 states ज़्यादा stable है. So it has to get reduced. That is why PbO2 is a strong oxidizing agent. Okay, and supposing if you see the reaction of PbO2 with HCl, you will find HCl will get oxidized to Cl2. That means PbO2 has oxidized HCl to Cl2. Cl minus of HCl is oxidized to Cl2. Here it is 0 and here it is minus 1. So what has happened? Minus 1 to 0, there is increase in oxidation state. Increase in oxidation state means it is oxidation, and this is reduction. Here it is plus 4, here it is plus 2. Okay, so here plus 4 to plus 2, and here it is minus 1 to 0, right? So this is the reaction to show that. Now in the next question, it is nitrogen in trimethylamine, CH3 thrice, trimethylamine. Ammonia is NH3. Instead of 3 hydrogen atoms, you are having 3 methyl groups. So you call it as trimethylamine. This is pyramidal. And nitrogen in trisilylamine, SiH3 is called as silyl group. So nitrogen in trisilylamine is planar. Why? Why this is pyramidal and this is planar? That is because, see, in both the cases nitrogen is the central atom. And in the case of trimethylamine, the 3 methyl groups are arranged like this, and the lone pair of electron on nitrogen is present, shown here, which is giving you a pyramidal geometry. This is pyramidal, right? Whereas here you find the structure is planar. It is something similar to that of your BF3 and all. Yes, it is planar. Now why this is planar and this is pyramidal? That is because here the lone pair of electron is accommodated in one of the empty d orbital of either this silicon or this silicon or this silicon. Because silicon is having a configuration 1s2, 2s2, 2p6, 3s2, 3p2, and 3d is there but it is empty. खाली है, ठीक है? तो lone pair of electron or nitrogen can be accommodated in any of the empty d orbital of these 3 silicon atoms. But in this case, the surrounding carbon which is attached to nitrogen, they do not have a d orbital at all. So the lone pair of electron cannot be accommodated in this carbon. D orbital so hai nahi. So it cannot be accommodated, so it will occupy a position. So it is having pyramidal shape geometry, or this is having planar geometry because the lone pair of electron on nitrogen is accommodated in the d orbital of either this or this or this silicon atom. So it is planar, right? Okay. Now let us see another question. Boron does not form BF6 3- ion. Why? Again, B is surrounded by 6 fluorine. You know very well that the number of bonds that the central atom makes with the surrounding atoms is called covalency. This I have already told you. Covalency is nothing but the number of bonds that an atom makes with the surrounding atoms. Now here it is shown to be 6, whereas boron is having a configuration of 1s2, 2s2, 2p1. Is it not? 2s and 2p मिला के आपको 4 ऑर्बिटल ही देगा. That means it can at the maximum get surrounded by only 4 atoms. It cannot be surrounded by 6 because there are only 4 orbitals present in the valence shell. Is it not? So because it cannot expand its covalency beyond 4, Bf6 minus is not possible. So due to absence of d orbitals, boron cannot expand its covalency beyond 4. This is the answer, right? Okay. Now come to the next question. White fumes appear around the bottle of anhydrous AlCl3. Why? Now this anhydrous AlCl3, see anhydrous whenever I say devoid of water, right? So whenever the substance is prone to moisture in the vicinity, then what will happen? It will immediately grab it. So this anhydrous AlCl3 will also try to react with moisture of the atmosphere to liberate HCl gas. Now because of this HCl gas, there is fuming around the bottle. So moist HCl, it appears white in color. That is why you say white fumes appear around the bottle of anhydrous AlCl3. Right? Okay. Now let's come to the next one. Describe the shapes of BF3 and BH4 negative. Now here in BF3 it is planar because the central boron is sp2 hybridized. It is surrounded by 3 atoms. So state of hybridization is sp2. In BH4 minus, B is surrounded by 4 atoms. That means it should be sp3 hybridized, and if it is sp3 hybridization, it is having tetrahedral geometry. Okay, so this is how you explain. You just have to say the state of hybridization and the corresponding geometry. That's all you have to say. Now let's come to the next question. That is, classify the oxides as neutral or basic or acidic or amphoteric. What they are. This is what you have to explain. Now here, among the given oxides, CO is a neutral oxide. Okay, try to recollect your memory. C, which you wrote, the Lewis structure that we made. C triple bond O. Now, see, this carbon is shown to have 5, and this oxygen is shown to have again 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Same way carbon ke saath 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Carbon is supposed to have 4, but it is having 5. So this will hold -1 charge. And oxygen is supposed to have 6. It is shown to have 5. That means it will hold a +1 charge. And +1 and -1 will get cancelled. And so the actual charge is 0. And so it is a neutral oxide. Now what are acidic oxides? CO2 is an acidic oxide. SiO2 is an acidic oxide. B2O3 is also an acidic oxide. Because carbon, silicon, boron, they all show non-metallic character. And non-metallic oxides, they are acidic in nature. Then down the group, very well that thallium will show more and more of basic character. So Tl2O3 is basic in nature. Then apart from that, this Al2O3 and PbO2 both will show amphoteric character, because when you go to carbon family, you are moving more towards non-metallic character. So even down the group, though metallic character increases, the basic character of oxides is not increasing that much, as you see in the case of S block. Is that clear? So PbO2 will also show basic character. Sorry, amphoteric character. It will show both basic as well as acidic character. Right. Then this question I have already discussed with you. Concentrated HNO3 can be transported in aluminium containers. Though not this way, may have seen that you can store HNO3 in aluminium containers. So the concept is same. So you can do the question yourself. It is due to the passive layer of oxide over it, with which the nitric acid will not react further. Okay, so you write the answer yourself. Then, a mixture of dilute NaOH and aluminium pieces is used to open up drains. This is a very, very important question, and very important question for, you can apply it in your house also. Like aluminium will react with NaOH solution to liberate hydrogen gas. So the pressure of the hydrogen gas that is produced will help in opening up the drains. If there is any clogging, agar nala kuch fill ho gaya and the water is not getting drained properly, you can use this aluminium and NaOH, and if you put it inside that drain, it will open up. Because of the pressure produced due to hydrogen gas, the clogging will get removed. So it will open up the drains, right?